So, really excited today to be here with Sarah Bartholomew.
Hi, Bartholomew's.
Bartholomew's, apologies. Fantastic, amazing lawyer, solicitor with You Legal. Thank you. I have appreciated your work a lot.
Good.
Now, an interesting question came up in BFD, and the question was basically, if you were creating a resource, say a video, and you put it up on YouTube, so YouTube is international, and people are concerned is that if the intent of the resource was to be only in Australia, what is your legal risk if it's viewed by people overseas? Now, I have an opinion on this, but I'd love to hear your opinion.
If it's just viewed, or if people take an action that causes them loss based on your video, because there's two kind of elements to that, aren't there? If people overseas view your video, then that's probably good. Like, people are looking at your content that you're creating value for people outside Australia. That's good. Where the risk element is involved is if you make a recommendation that's not relevant or has different consequences in that country that you haven't potentially thought about, or that expose them to a loss that you may then potentially become liable for. I guess that's where the risk is, and that's what people are afraid of.
Yeah, absolutely. So my perspective has always been, is that we don't treat and we do not diagnose online, because that's just fraught with danger. But I personally believe that we should create resources that are really good quality, the absolute best, well-resourced, well-researched information that's possible.
Yes.
And then if you're going to publish it, that information should be so good that it stands on its own no matter where it is in the world.
I guess it depends. Like you, I am insured to practice law in Australia. You're not insured to practice law, but you're insured to practice medicine in Australia.
Yeah.
And I'm not able to practice anywhere outside Australia. So the content that I create is only relevant for Australian audiences. And one way that I limit my risk is I don't always do a disclaimer. I know at the beginning of my presentations I do, and some of our videos we've put the disclaimer on. But what I do is I create it by not putting it straight onto YouTube. I use Vimeo so that I have a little bit more control over who gets to see it, what comes next. And I also can put disclaimers on the pages that I'm looking at, saying this is Australian content. It's really only relevant, and it's not. And I actually don't want anyone to use my online content as advice that they take actions from, because, as lawyers always say, it depends. The circumstances vary so dramatically from one case to another that it is important. But it's as you do. It's for guidance and can give people a bit more of a window into that. I don't know anything about this situation.
So for those who aren't aware, Vimeo is another video platform, and it's a fantastic one because it gives you the ability to say, the only way that somebody's going to be able to see this video is if it's embedded in my site. Or I think you can even do geo restriction on Vimeo as well, which is
got a lot
really
more flexibility.
handy.
Yeah.
Would you say that if you put a verbal disclaimer in, something like, this is informational purposes, if you have genuine medical needs, or if you have medical needs or concerns, please see a doctor?
I think that's sensible.
Is that enough?
I think it's probably as far as you can go.
Within the sensibility of, this is a YouTube video. Yeah. So if that answered your question, that's fantastic. But this could be an ongoing conversation. It's not like we're going to bounce into each other again.
I think we will.
Yeah. So please, if somebody wants to talk to you about potential legal stuff, how do they contact you?
You can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. My name's Sarah Bartholomew's, or email me at Sarah, SARAH, at youlegal.com.au.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your ongoing support for Business for Doctors.
You're welcome.
Yay.